The king dollar is back in news, and as per some reports, US-Saudi petrodollar deal ended this month after 50 years. The landmark deal was initiated on June 6, 1974, and it ended on June 9 this year, and Saudi did not renew it again. Now, what is this deal all about? Why is it so significant? Is de-dollarisation working, and is dollar's demise near? Well, let's analyze. The 50-year-old US-Saudi petrodollar deal has ended. The deal facilitated the exchange of US dollars for crude oil exports, bolstering the dollar dominance. So basically, the deal said that the US will provide military protection and economic support to Saudi and the OPEC countries. In exchange with that, oil would be traded exclusively in US dollars. Now, why did the OPEC countries and Saudi Arabia agree to such an agreement? Let me take you back in history. To understand the history of dollar dominance, you need to understand the history of US. A detailed video of this is in the description and on your screen. Do watch that. And in this video, I'll keep it really short. Initially, the Bretton Woods Agreement of 1944 established the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency and pegged dollar to gold, which means that the countries can exchange US dollar with gold during times of uncertainty. Now, this gave dollar a great strength and made it one of the strongest currencies in the world. All of this was done to facilitate international trade and bring economic stability post-World War II. However, in 1971, then US President Richard Nixon ended the dollar's convertibility to gold. Now, this led to floating exchange rates and increased currency volatility. Then OPEC imposed an oil embargo in response to the US support for Israel during the Yom Kippur War of 1973, also known as the Fourth Arab-Israeli War. This caused a significant hike in oil prices. Then, to stabilize the situation, the US struck a deal with OPEC countries. This was the US-Saudi petrodollar deal of 1974. Now, this agreement ensured a steady flow of oil to US amid an oil crisis, and financial stability was ensured to Saudi Arabia. However, now the scenario has changed. De-dollarisation is in talks even more due to the sanctions placed on Russia. US has frozen around $300 billion of Russia's foreign reserves. So now some countries are wary about being dependent on the dollar. And against the backdrop of rising interest rates, a strong dollar becomes more expensive for the emerging markets. India is already taking UPI International and is focusing on facilitating the use of rupees for international trade settlements. The central bank has allowed 18 countries including Germany, Kenya, Israel, Malaysia, Myanmar, New Zealand, Oman, Russia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, Uganda, United Kingdom, Nepal, Bhutan, and more to trade in rupees. In December 2023, for the first time ever, Indian rupee was used to purchase oil from UAE too. India has been paying Russia in rupees in exchange for oil, and it has commenced trade in rupees with countries like Nepal and Bhutan. To make the use of rupee for international trade easier, changes have been made in the foreign trade policy. Indian banks have been authorized to make Vostro accounts for partner trading countries' banks. Now, these accounts hold foreign banks' rupees holdings within their Indian counterparts. So when a trader makes payment in rupees, it goes to the Vostro account of the country in India, and the foreign bank makes an entry of this transaction. Then, if the foreign country wants to pay for some other deal, it can use the Vostro account to facilitate the payment to the Indian trader. So now, with the petrodollar deal expiring, Saudi can trade oil for rupees, yen, or yuan, or any other currency. This shift is being seen as a drawback for the US dollar's global dominance. Now, what happens if the dollar's demand goes down? This could lead to higher inflation, interest rates, and a weaker bond market in the US. But does the dollar get weaker? Well, not as much, because Saudi is still the strongest strategic ally of Washington in the Arab world. It will need dollars to buy arms from the US. China holds nearly 10 times as much dollar reserves as Saudi Arabia, and it has not been able to make a serious dent on dollar's dominance. And even if Saudi sells oil against rupees or yuan, the trade in oil uses dollars in everything from buying to transport to insurance. Well, there have also been drawbacks of using dollars as an international currency as of now, because Russia, remember, had billions of rupees unused and had no idea how to use them. However, Russia now used some of this amount to invest in Indian stocks, government securities, infrastructure schemes, and more, as per reports. Even then, the demise of dollar might not be near because of its decades of dominance and importance. For more such news and views, keep watching ET Now.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.